Welcome back once again. I am Brian Lee Durfee, author of... Oh, they're upside down. Let me get these. The Forgetting Moon and the Blackest Heart. The Forgetting Moon and the Blackest Heart. Both published by Simon & Schuster's Saga Press. Today I'm going to be reviewing Test of the Twins by Margaret Weis and Tracy Hickman. Book 3 in the Dragonlance Legends trilogy. Now, I have left reviews of book 1, Time of the Twins, and book 2, War of the Twins, on my channel previously. And as you could know, we always review the covers, so let's do that. Let's review the covers. The one we're reviewing is Test of the Twins. It's again got a great Larry Elmore cover, just like books 1 and 2. And they all look super dope when you put them together. They've got the nice Dragonlance logo right there. We've got Raceland, and in this book we've got Raceland and Chrysania on the cover. This book we've got Coromon and Chrysania on the cover. And in this book we've got the brothers Raceland and Coromon together. So very thematic. And then the spines, they all look great together on the shelf. So we got to give the publisher an A+ for producing books that look super dope. And we can go ahead and talk about the original Dragonlance trilogy while we're at it, because they've also got cool Larry Elmore covers. They also employ the color scheme of the red, the blue, and the green. And they also look super cool once we put them on our shelves. Plus, it's even better. I've met both Larry Elmore, the cover artist, and I've met Tracy Hickman, and they have signed all of my Dragonlance books. I have not yet met Margaret Weis, but when I do, I will get them all signed by her also. So yeah, what are we doing? We're talking about book 3. You know, this was the first Dragonlance book to ever hit the New York Times bestseller list. You know, we had these 5 Dragonlance novels come out during the mid-'80s. Super popular, each one more popular than the next. And finally, this one hit the New York Times bestseller list as book number 6. And as a kid, I anticipated each one of these books' release like it was Christmas Day. I just loved it when a new Dragonlance book came out, especially book 6, which I knew was going to wrap up the 6-book story of the heroes of the Lance. So this is about time travel. The first 3 books are about what they're about. These, and if you read the first 3 books, you would have never expected that the second trilogy was going to be this crazy time travel thing, and you would have certainly never expected how crazy it gets in by book 3 with the travels to the past, travels to the future, travels just to the abyss and beyond and everywhere else with these magic portals. It's just absolute bonkers, but I loved every minute of it. And we open up this book where Tasselhoff, Burfoot, the Kender, and Coromon, the knight, the fighter, they are whisked again through a portal, a time travel device portal thing, and they are plopped down into an unknown area, and they have to kind of figure out where they're at. And one of the first things they find is Coromon's own corpse. So here you are, time traveling, and you plop down into an area, and you're searching around trying to figure things out, and you see yourself dead on the ground in your own battle armor. And you're like, where the fuck are we? Well, they figure out that they are in the future, a couple years into the future, from where they very first started out in book 1. And things ain't gone well for them, clearly, because he sees his own dead body there. So, you know, that's the first mystery we got to solve. And then we've got Raceland's side of the story, where he's, you know, dealing with Coromon, Chrysania, and a bunch of stuff in sort of this outer darkness area. And then we've got Lord Soth, who's up to shenanigans with Chrysania, with what's her name, Kitiara, Kitiara, all these characters are characters from the previous books. So if you haven't watched those reviews, watch those reviews, or just go read all these books and you'll know who I'm talking about. And I imagine if you're even watching this review, you've probably read these books multiple times anyway, so you know exactly who I'm talking about. But anyway, Kitiara and Dalamar and Lord Soth are up to just crazy dark hijinks. And then we get the return of Tanis, half-elven, for this book. And Tanis, of course, is the hero of the original trilogy. And then he gets to come back in this book in high, grand fashion. And just everything, all of these crazy time travel plot lines converge into a climax that is, I remember when I read it as a kid, it left me breathless. And it still does to a point as an adult, just because of the nostalgia I felt for it. This entire series as a whole, you know, part of my love for this series isn't necessarily the way that I feel about it today. It's 90% of my love for this series is just how much it meant to me when I was a kid. It's that plain and simple. And you can love stuff from when you were a kid as an adult as much as you loved it as you were a kid. And it's okay to appreciate the literature for what it was and for what it meant to you in days gone by. And I think that these still just hold such a close place in my heart, because at one point in time when I was a kid, these Dragonlance books were the end-all be-all of world literature, in my view. And, since then I've read other things and moved on to other things, but still, when I reread these, I reread them with great, great, great fondness for what they meant to me as a kid. And I still, when I pick up these books, it still takes me back to those days when I would read them in my car. I mean, not as I would drive. I would park my car somewhere. And if you've watched my some of my recent videos about how I like to take my car to scenic places and just park it and then read a book for an afternoon just in a beautiful place, I started doing that when I was in high school. With my old Buick Regal, I would just take it to different parts of Sevier County, Utah, park it there, and just read books in the car. And I can still, scenes from these books, I can still remember exactly where my car was parked in Sevier County, Utah. It's part of why I love these books and why I'm so happy that I kept them all from when I was a kid, and that I have been given the opportunity to reread them for the channel and review them. So let's give A Test of the Twins, Book 3 in the Dragonlance Legends, let's give this one a good 9.5 out of 10, because it is just a great conclusion to the six original Dragonlance books that I read in the mid-1980s that just filled me with such amazement and wonder.